I'm Jackie. I'm from the Canadian Mental Health Association, Grey Bruce Mental Health and Addiction Services. And I'm so happy to be here because this is Mental Health Week. And it's our opportunity to talk about mental health with as many people as possible. So what we're finding is mental health has been something that we want to talk about and need to talk about, but COVID-19 is offering many different opportunities for us to talk about it even more. We just released some stats this morning at 7 o'clock to show that over half of us are feeling more anxious than we were before. And in fact, even 2/3 of us are actually feeling less connected. So you put those two things together, and we need to be talking about this more. So the theme of Mental Health Week this year is about getting real. And what that means is we ask each other so much during this time, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you today? And what we want people to do is just be more honest with those answers, because it's normal for us to say, oh, I'm good, I'm fine. But we want us to take a little bit longer in those conversations. You know, I'm good. I've been feeling a little more stressed. My to-do list is a little longer, but you know what? I'm managing pretty good. And that's going to start a conversation with somebody, because they're going to then be more honest about how they're feeling back. And that's really what we want right now. We want people to take those opportunities and have those conversations. We think about the different people that you can connect with during these times. And what we are seeing, everybody's got Facebook or we all have the news. We are seeing that we're reaching out to each other in new and different ways. So, you know, we think of all the new, I got a Skype account. I've never had a Skype account before. And so that's been really great, because now I can connect with way more people. I have some younger relatives of mine that added me on MSN Messenger. And so I've been chatting with little nieces on MSN Messenger, which has been really neat. But also, hopefully, people also add more connections to their list in terms of, wow, I should write down that mental health crisis line number that they were talking about, because, you know, I've been finding at night, it's been, that's when I kind of get caught in my thoughts. I've been having trouble sleeping. I've been having trouble turning my worry off. And the mental health crisis line is that exact place that you can call at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and just connect with somebody who will listen and let you vent and let you worry and let you have a good old cry. And then they'll give you some ideas on, you know, well, maybe here's some things to try, and here's some things to consider adding to your day. And we also talk about the list of things that we need to do to manage and protect our mental health during these times. So, you know, as much as news like Rogers Cable and our radio station is really important and needs to be part of our day to keep up with the information, it shouldn't be all day. We do need to take those breaks and just limit how much we spend worrying about COVID and worrying about the number of people affected, because that can get really overwhelming. And so, remind ourselves there are things I can control, and spend as much time as possible on those things. I think about CNN. You know, CNN can get really, boy, you can sit down and watch all of those, you know, because they always say, and up next, and up next, and up next. And that gets us hooked. And next thing you know, we've spent 5 hours watching CNN. And that's okay. But recognizing if that starts to become too much of a pattern and we're doing that too often, that's not necessarily good either. And that can sometimes just feed into our stress. Wow, look at all those people. Look at the number go up. Why isn't it going down? Those are things that can add to our anxiety. And, you know, a little bit of stress is good, because a little bit of stress is what gets us washing our hands more. A little bit of stress is what reminds us to put our mask on before we go out shopping. And those are important things. But when stress starts to take control of our life and make it harder to do our day-to-day things like brushing our teeth, making breakfast, making a call to a friend, you know, that's when we need to start reaching out and connecting with people in our community. I love, there's been, you can go on the Y website and you can do a yoga class. There was a friend of mine doing Zumba She was doing, you can do Zumba. You can get your mind off of things by doing a puzzle, doing the Sudoku puzzle in the newspaper, turn away from the headlines and get to the back and do the Sudoku. You can be, I've been watching all the great recipes people have been trying. People are making bread for the first time in their life. It's like, maybe the first or second time isn't so good. But by the time you do it the third or fourth time, wow, that wasn't so bad. It actually tastes good. So there's lots of things we can be doing, and it's all creative things. It's all connecting things. There was a gentleman that has been doing trivia nights in the community, and he was really missing it. And he said, I really miss connecting with people. So he's been doing online trivia nights, and he's been getting 200 to 300 people when on a regular night you can only fit 50 in the room. So it's been really incredible. And to see, they did a story this morning of a group of people who did a concert from their driveway. And people, their neighbors, came out and gathered on their lawn chairs and watched the concert. And they were talking to the one neighbor, and she said, that's the best I've felt in 2 months. Well, that's what we want. We want people to still be happy, to still feel joy during this time. So there's so many opportunities. And basically what we've tried to do is make it so there's a way to connect with how you connect best. So if you have the internet, awesome. There are so many great connections on the internet. The new Government of Canada wellness page is actually really excellent. And that's gs.canada.ca. And it actually makes you take a survey of your mental health. How are you doing right now? How's your sleep? How's your stress level? How are you coping? How are you managing? And then based on those answers, it gives you a whole bunch of resources, things you can be doing at home, websites you can go to, articles you can read. If you want to connect on phone, we have our mental health crisis line, 877-470-5200. And that's somebody to talk to. Just chat with them. We also have our office is still open. So there's still 144 people working from home like you are every single day, or on Monday to Friday. So, and you can connect to them through our office number, 519-371-3642. There's Bounce Back. Bounce Back was only a few months old before COVID-19 came. And it's things you can be doing from home. So it's workbooks. You take the registration online, bouncebackontario.ca. You answer some questions, and then you submit your registration, and somebody calls you back. And they say, hey, we got your registration. We see there's some things you really want to work on, time management, feeling happy, worrying so much about things. And what they do then is they then offer you some workbooks to do at home, and that coach calls and does a check-in with you. Hey, did you like that workbook? Do you want to try a new one? Have you found it helpful? But what's really great about Bounce Back is that coach then also connects with your doctor. Hey, Jackie took an online course about managing her time, and the doctor will probably say, oh, good, that's she really needed that. She kind of works too much. So that's also a really great thing, is that that information gets funneled back to your healthcare professional. And I just really think that's an important thing, is that we keep connected to different people. Our team can grow. We have a doctor, maybe we have a person we talk to on the phone, maybe we have a person that we get some therapy from that are teaching us some new skills. There's no reason why we can't be expanding our wellness team right now. So you know what? Helping our mental health and helping each other feels good. And we really need those feel good things right now. So just anything we can do to connect with somebody, to learn something new, to have a new conversation with somebody, to be honest with them and have them be honest back, is going to go a long way to helping us through this. And as much as we don't have an end date, it's important that we spend that time then adding things to our team. And, doing this together is going to be how we're going to come out better in the end. And I really think, as scary and negative as these times are, I really think there's an opportunity to come out better and stronger in the end. And I really think we're going to do it. Our community is showing us that it has what it takes.